12:30 Eastern, where I show you guys how to use scalability, the automations, the web design, the linking, just basically giving you some inside information on like how to work it. I don't want you getting stuck in software and like not figuring out how to make it work for you. So every Wednesday we go live, show you how to work on something. And then over the next few months, we're going to be bringing people in that have like successfully scaled their business to show how they created systems and how you can create systems like that for yourself as well. And then how we can leverage scalability to like automate some of those systems and things like that. So that's kind of what this group is about, right? My name is Aaron Jennings. I'm a firm believer that you call it a concept, call it a belief factor, whatever you want. I don't really care what you call it, but it's the way I look at things. I say God created for 6 days and then he set things on automation and everything just works, right? And so he did that so that he could spend the rest of his time in relationship with us, right? Like he wants a relationship with us. So he created everything and the sun just rises and falls, the moon just rises and falls, right? Everything just spins and works. So what if we create our businesses to where everything is kind of working on automation so that we can spend our time in relationship with him and helping people and doing things that we were created to do instead of just working and doing mundane tasks all the time. So today I'm going to jump back into websites and kind of this funnel idea of a website opt-in to an automation and just the flow and the pieces that you will need for that. No matter what business you have, you need a call to action, right? You need a Facebook ad, you need a Google ad, you need a YouTube video, you need a whatever you have that brings traffic in, and you want to bring them into something. Usually that's a form or like a website opt-in page, right? Like a funnel or an opt-in page, right? Click here, put your name and email to get my free thing, right? And then what? And so I want to kind of talk about that process because it works across the board for everybody's business. Doesn't matter what you have. Most people end up with, how do I do a website or a funnel page where somebody can opt in to get my thing? And then I always say, what's next, right? So what's the automation that we can put in place? How do we do that? So today, we are going to go into one of our very own account here. Scott, he's allowed me to look at his web pages and the funnel and things like that and kind of share some of that with you. And so I'm going to jump into his account here and we're going to talk about a few things. Now, what we're talking about with Scott in particularly, he has a rest and recovery podcast where he teaches people how to have like the best sleep of their life, right? So we've created a best sleep of your life blueprint, which is 8 short videos telling people how to set up their environment and their habits and everything to where they get the best sleep of their life, right? And he's going to give it away for free. So here's the funnel or the process. He has a podcast, right? Every podcast episode is going to be like, hey, get our best sleep of your life blueprint. Click below now. And they can click on it, goes to a landing page. Okay, so we're going to start at that landing page. And then I want to kind of talk about the pieces behind the landing page, the customer journey of where this person's going to flow through the process. Okay. So if somebody comes into the landing page, it's going to be a simple one, right? Put in your name, email, click here to get the 8 days. So let's jump in. I'm going to show you that first, and we'll just go ahead and start here. I was going to talk through the whole thing first, but I'm just going to go ahead and roll with the showing it to you. There we go. Sorry, computer locked up for just a second. All right. So if we jump inside scalability, click on sites over here on the left, you'll see your best sleeps blueprint. This is his funnel. If we look here, we're going to open this first page up so we can take a look at it. This is that people listen to a podcast and it's like, hey, get the best sleep of your life blueprint for free. They click that link, it goes to this web page, right? Simple landing page, has his brand colors, a picture of him. It's a background image, right? So it's not a forefront in your face, but it lets people know they're in the right spot. This is huge. As you guys build your stuff, build your funnels, People need to know when they click a link of yours to go to the next page or the next upsell or the next opt-in or the next free thing or an email they get, a text they get. Everything should feel the same to them, right? So the last thing you want is somebody clicks on an ad, and then when they land on the landing page, the pictures are different, the text is different, the people are different, everything's different. They're like, am I in the right spot? And a lot of people get confused or they think it's a scam and they leave. Okay. So if you're listening to his podcast, you're going to know who he is and kind of be familiar with the look and feel and the way he talks and everything else, right? So if somebody opts in here, this is a simple form embedded on a page. Okay. So now I want to show you like what that looks like. Right here, this is the actual funnel. If you see, we're in sites on the left, funnels at the top. We've created a 3-page funnel, right? There's the opt-in where they just put in name, email, and get the thing that has the form. That's the one that we're looking at currently. That's going to take them then to the next step of the funnel. In the next step of the funnel, it actually delivers the free thing. So we decided to use a landing page and just put all 8 of the videos right here on this landing page, right? So it starts off, got a welcome video, and then right underneath it, it's like day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way through day 8. So he is delivering the free thing that he said he would give them, right? Now, the process we're using here, excuse me, the free opt-in form takes him just to the next stage of the funnel where he's got all 8 videos delivered. Here you go. Now people can just pull this up and look through the videos and watch them all at once, or they can space them out. It's completely up to them, right? But they've already opted in. So we've already collected their name, email, and phone number, right? This page right here. The Best Sleep of Your Life Blueprint. Name, email, phone number, click the button. So when somebody does that, it opts them in and it gives them what it is that they asked for, right? Now, if we scroll down here to the bottom, I am huge on the customer journey. Where are you taking people? Period. Right? Like, don't just have a podcast. Have a podcast leading people to something where the podcast is giving people value. You're teaching them something, they're entertained, whatever it is. But then what's the next step of the customer journey? Right? Like this, we want you to get the Best Sleep of Your Life Blueprint. So click the link below to get the Best Sleep of Your Life Blueprint, right? For the customer, free information on the podcast, opt in and get a free 8 days of exactly how to set things up. Right here is for us, right? The podcast provides value. We want to then collect a name and email so that we can market back out to this person while giving them more and more value, okay? So when they come in and they get the 8 days and they start going through everything, now it's a what's next? Like from our point of view, from the business owner point of view, you give somebody a freebie, what's next, right? Like what's the next thing that you sell? A lot of people call it the customer journey or your value ladder. It can be called a bunch of different things, but essentially, where are you leading somebody, right? I've used the example of IKEA where they bring you in the front door and they take you to one thing at a time. Here's everything kitchen. Here's everything bathroom. Here's everything living room. Here's everything patio. And then they drop you off at the cash register, right? They're leading you through things to a cash register. Where are you leading your clients? Okay. So put it in the comments. Like if you're watching live or watching on the replay, I want some interaction here because it helps people. Share your customer journey. Okay. Share your customer journey in the comments. Where are you bringing people in and where are you taking them? So this instance, right, we're going free podcast. Listen to the podcast, listen to the podcast. On the podcast, we're going get the free blueprint, get the free blueprint. Once they have the blueprint, what are we doing? In this case here, we're saying, wondering what your next step is? Get your personalized action plan with Scott. So if we click that button, we made it simple. It pops up a pop-up and it's literally like a pay right here for the actual action plan, right? So $97 and pay to get your personalized action plan with Scott. When somebody enters their information here and pays the $97, that form will instantly take them to a calendar where they can book their call with Scott to do their action plan, right? So what's the customer journey? Watch our or listen to our free podcast. Listen to the podcast, listen to the podcast. On the podcast, you're talking about the next step. Download the Best Sleep of Your Life blueprint. Get the blueprint, get the blueprint, get the blueprint. Once they're in the Get the Blueprint, we now have a name and email, and they land on this page. So this page says, here's the blueprint, get your personalized action plan. And now that's the first place where they can pay. Now, if they never click that button, what's the customer journey? We're going to text and email them regularly, following up with them. Hey, what did you think about the Best Sleep of Your Life blueprint? Hey, have you implemented things? Do you need help implementing things? Feel free to book a call with me and let me help you create your personalized action plan, right? This is the customer journey. One thing leading to the next one thing to the next one thing. You're bringing people through a process, because the more they know, like, and trust you, the more they're going to be willing to give you their money, buy your stuff, and get a result from it. Okay. So remember, we're helping them get a result. The podcast delivers free content, teaches them stuff they need to know to get good sleep. The blueprint is literally 8 videos saying this, do this, do this, do this to get better sleep. And then what else can I do? Like, if you're struggling with this, sleep affects a lot, right? Like, it messes up your entire day, your mood, your energy, your everything. So if it's somebody who's really having that problem, you've delivered value, delivered value, delivered value. What's next? Well, now I really need to talk to you, right? And so now you start charging. What comes after that action plan? What if they're still having problems? Everybody should be asking this in business. What if you're still having problems, right? Because once you're having problems and you really want those problems fixed, you're going to be like, how do I take this to the next step? Because this is working for me, but I can tell there's more to it, right? And so then Scott could move them on into, say, a coaching program, or like a 8-week. This is an 8 days. Set up your environment. Here's the intro to everything, and gets them a result. And then he could sell an 8-week program, right? What's yours look like? How are you bringing people through a customer journey? What is the customer journey, right? Where are they coming in? What's the next step? What's the next step? That's the way we create everything. So this is an example, right? Podcast, get your free blueprint. They sign up here. We get a name and email. Takes them directly to just the next landing page. We put all the videos in one place. Next step. Wondering what your next step is? Get your personalized action plan, right? So now, when somebody clicks that button to get their personalized action plan, and then they put in their payment information and they pay for their action plan, now we want them to book their action plan, right? So you see, inside of scalability, we've got a funnel made, and we've got 3 stages: the opt-in, where we collect name and email; the blueprint, where we deliver the blueprint, and then they can pay for their action plan, right? And when they pay for it, it takes them to a calendar to book their call. So inside of scalability, we've got one funnel made. When they book on the calendar, we want it to link back to this thank you page and say, hey, thank you. Check your email, check your text messages, because I'm going to be reaching out to you to make sure that you remember we have our call, and making sure that we both show up on time, right? So inside of scalability, we have the funnel itself. What about the form? The opt-in right here. This is something I want people to understand. This opt-in right here, to have a name, email, phone number, we have to put that form on the web page, right? So this is a funnel. Page 1 is blueprint opt-in. If I go to forms up here at the top, I have to create the form that will go into that web page. So here I've got the blueprint opt-in. If I click on this, you'll see it's very simple. Name, email, phone number, button, right? If you see this web page right here, name, email, phone number, button. So we took this form and we saved the form. And then when we're in the website page, if I click back up on funnels here, go back into that same funnel, and then here I click on the opt-in. I click right in here to edit this. We're in the editor now, right? If I click this plus, and I can add a form, it allows me to select the form. Once I select the form, it shows up right there just like that, right? So this is that form that we just created over in the forms. Any changes I make to the form in forms automatically updates this page because we've taken and created that form and then integrated it onto the page. So now we can make all the changes we want. So let's say we decide to add phone number, mailing address to the form. We just go back to the actual form. And so right here, I'll use this as an example. The button says button, right? We don't want the button to say button. So if I exit here, I'm going to go back to the form to make changes to the button. So if I click on forms here at the top and then click on the opt-in, here is the form. I can click on the button and now it brings up all these details on the right that allow me to make changes, right? So let's say I click on the button and I'm going to scroll down. This is cool, by the way. We've just made updates. So for those of you who have used this or been using this or created some forms, you might have noticed right here inside of my account, go back inside of yours, our developers have added cool new stuff. So right here, you can change all sorts of stuff now. There's shadows you can add, paddings you can add to the entire form to space it around. You can change the text, the subtext, the weights, the fonts, everything differently. You can add padding around everything. Like there's a lot of extra stuff that's been added in here that's really cool. But we're going to change the text, right? So I click on button. Right there you saw it said button. Now we're going to say get your free blueprint now. See, now that edited the button. So if I just click save form, remember that form is already been placed on that web page, right? On that funnel page. So if I click back over to funnels, well, let's just say here where we've got this preview. See, this was before we made the changes. All I have to do is refresh the page and it's refreshed the form. Now it says get your free blueprint now, right? So when you refresh your forms are embedded in your funnel pages. And then your funnel pages will automatically update as you make changes to your form. So if you decide you want to gather more information, less information, ask some cool little questions on this form, we could say, how did you hear about us? Right? We could put another field in here that's like, how'd you hear about us? And then that will automatically update that form on the web page. Cool. So let's go back to this idea of the funnel and the customer journey. On the customer journey, let me jump over here and check the Facebook real quick. Make sure we don't have any comments or anything like that going on, because I want to make sure that if you guys are asking questions, I answer your questions while we're on the live here. Is this making sense? If you're catching on live or on the replay, either way, put it in the comments and I'll make sure that I get you taken care of. So inside of scalability, you've got your funnel and we've got our pages. Remember, opt in, then we deliver it. And then we want to send them over to a calendar to book their time. Now, if I go over here to the left in this sidebar, click on calendars, here it brings up the calendar settings, right? At the top, if I click on calendar settings, I can create a calendar or see the calendars I already have. So here I've created a calendar called personalized action plan. It says duration 60 minutes. It's an event active February 1st, 2023. If I click these three dots here, this brings up the things I can do with it, right? I can delete it, move it, deactivate it, copy a scheduling link or a permanent link, embed code, duplicate, edit. So if I just click edit, it'll open this up where we've got event setup, availability, confirmation, 3 stages to set up your calendar, right? We've set this up already with just a basic information. We titled it personalized action plan, did the calendar URL to where it's widget bookings action plan. Neo is the new design style we've came out, which I'll show you what that looks like here in a second, as opposed to classic. Classic was the way it kind of looked before we made these recent updates, where it had kind of the small calendar off to the side, and then it popped up and it gave you the available times. Neo is like the next generation, right? It's like the futuristic version. And basically it just fills up the whole screen. It's got a lot bigger layout to the calendar. So I'll show you what that looks like here in just a second. But you can select whichever way you want it to look right here, and then just preview it, and you'll be able to see the differences. Then underneath, you can select your color and then link it to a calendar. If you go into the settings on your scalability account and then integrations, you can connect your, say, Google account, right? And then you can have your Gmail account, and you'd actually select, or you can integrate it to where it'll select that calendar right here. And then you can sync one way or two way. If you sync one way, that means anybody who books in scalability, it will put it out on your Google Calendar. But if you book something on your Google Calendar, it will not put it back into scalability. Okay. So it will check your Google Calendar to make sure it doesn't overwrite or double book you if you have things scheduled, but it won't let you like schedule, pick up the kids on your Google Calendar and it shows up inside of scalability. Okay. So one-way link usually makes this go out, but not your stuff come back in, which is a good way to do it. And then just click save for your details. And then you'll go straight to the availability. Okay. Then if we go straight to step 3, confirmation, here, the big part I want you to see here is at the bottom, form submissions, right? I'll let you guys look at your calendar and show how to like figure out your calendar and set that stuff up for yourself. Right now, I want to focus on the customer journey and where we're sending people in this whole process. The podcast, get the blueprint for free, where we get their name, phone number, email. Then it takes them to the next web page where it delivers the 8 videos. And then it has the button that says, click here to get your action plan, right? So if they click here to get their action plan, it takes them to the payment pop-up. They put in their payment information. It takes them directly to this calendar to book their time and date that they want to meet and do their action plan, right? Now, right here on the calendar, under this confirmation stage, so when they book their time, what do we want to happen next, right? Right down here at the bottom, we say form submissions. Control how you want the confirmation page to be displayed or redirected. So right now it says custom thank you, and you can literally type in, thanks for your appointment. Thanks for, let's just go ahead and do this. Thanks for, thank you for thank you for booking your personalized action plan. And then I'll just get rid of this other stuff. So you can have a simple message. You can literally put it right there. And so when somebody books a call or whatever on your schedule, it'll automatically just pop up with that message, right? Thank you for booking your personalized action plan, period. And that's all it'll say. Or we can click the form redirect, and we can take the link for that third page of the funnel, that third stage of the funnel, where it said thank you page, and we could design a custom thank you page, and we click this form redirect and we paste that URL right in there. So I'm going to leave this at custom message. I'm going to hit complete. And then I'm going to jump over to, I'm going to go back to my main login. I'm going to click sites on the left. I'm going to go back into this funnel. I'm going to click on the third page right here. Okay. And now this is a thank you page. Obviously it's not done yet, but if I, then I'm just going to grab the link to this page, and I'm going to, I'm going to take that link. I'm going to copy it into the calendar for that redirect, where when somebody books a call, it sends them over to this. Okay. Now I may not be able to do this with this right now, but so I'm going to give you a way to do it. But you see here, we haven't connected a domain to this particular funnel. If we select a domain and put it on this funnel, then we're going to say, let's say it's bestsleepblueprint.com, right? And we select that, we put that domain right there. So it'll say bestsleepblueprint.com. Then I go to the steps and I click on the thank you page. Here I can click on publishing, top right, and I can put the step path. The path is what comes after the .com/whatever, right? So let's say action plan confirmation. Okay. So if I say, and I'm going to rename this step, Okay. So if I say the path is action plan conf, right? So if I connect the domain bestsleepblueprint.com, it's going to be bestsleepblueprint.com/action-plan-conf. That's going to be the link that goes directly to this page of the funnel. So then I can take that link and I can paste it in the calendar thank you that redirect, right? So what I would do is once we connect that domain, I would simply go to this action plan step here, and I could click preview, and it's going to bring up, see right here, it brings up the app.fastscalability/preview up here in the URL domain, right? Once you connect your domain, that bestsleepblueprint.com/action plan conf, that will show up here. So then I can copy this link right up here, right? And I'll use this as an example. I'll go ahead and copy this. We'll go back into scalability, and I'll jump over to the calendar. And then on the calendar, I go and select the calendar, click on the three dots, edit, go to the confirmation page, scroll down to the bottom. And now I want it to go to the form, submit redirect, and I can paste the link directly to that page right there. And then when I hit complete, what's going to happen is from now on, anybody who books a call on this calendar, it will take them to that thank you page back into the funnel. Okay. And that is the customer journey at this point, right? Then you dive into your email and your text messages and you start marketing to this person and you start telling them, hey, you didn't book your action plan, or you did book your action plan. Here are meetings coming up on XYZ, right? Once they're into your account, you can start those automations and those triggers and those follow-ups. Right now, since we don't have this thank you page done, obviously, it still has like the workout girl on it. I'm going to leave the custom thank you for booking our action plan. Keep an eye on your email for reminders. Complete. I'm going to save that for now. And then we'll finish out that thank you page and we'll go back in and link that, connect that through there. Okay, so what I want you guys to know and understand, and I'll go ahead and show you this calendar. If I click the three dots and do the copy the permalink or the scheduling link, either one, open a new window, paste that in, I can view this calendar and what it looks like. So you see here, when somebody clicks that button and buys their action plan, it brings them straight to this calendar where they can pick their time. So let's say I pick this time, I pick this date, I click continue. Now it's going to gather the information from me again, and then it'll feed them back to that confirmation page inside the funnel that we created. So whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on the replay, either way, share with me your customer journey. How are you bringing people in through your into your scalability? And then what pages are you using, or what's your upsell, right? Share your products. It's okay. We're all business owners in here, right? We're all trying to build a business. We're all trying to grow and scale so that we can get that time back and make a bunch of money doing it, right? So share your customer journey. Somebody in here might be like, ooh, I need that, and reach out to you just because they need their services, right? Support each other. If somebody's doing something that you need, spend your money with them. Help them grow and build, right? The more ground we take for the kingdom, the farther we're going to spread and the better we're all going to do. So I want you to win. Post your stuff in the comments. Let us know what your customer journey is. If there's things we can do to help you streamline it, or if we have ideas on how you can make it better or add something in, or if you have questions like, hey, I've brought them from my podcast to an opt-in to the free blueprint, but now I'm like, what do I do with them next? That's awesome. Put it in the comments. Let us know that that's where you have them and that's where you're taking them. And then this is where you're stuck. And we can help with that. Like, we'll kick around some ideas. If you guys have stuff that you want worked on or that you're struggling with, reach out to me. Maybe we'll do it live on one of these, because I want to start doing some client, some essentially sharing accounts, right? And working on things with you to where other people can learn as we build some stuff. So if you have something you need help with, reach out to me and we can schedule it in for one of these Wednesdays. We can go live. We can work on it live to where everybody can actually see us building it and learn as you learn. So cool. I appreciate you guys for your time. Time is something you can never get back. So I appreciate you giving me some. And as always, we will see you guys next Wednesday. Have a good rest of your week and an awesome